A couple of days ago, we had a coaching call with one of our clients, and she said, it's so frustrating when I see people consuming my content, buying my book, listening to my podcast, but they say, I bought this program from this person, thank you for your book, thanks for your podcast, but then I went and hired this guy or this girl. And she said, why didn't you hire me instead? What am I, in the friend zone then? And so we decided, you know what, we should talk about this because it's important if you're out there creating content and you're feeling that the other people are stealing your clients. Let's analyze why and maybe how you can change that for yourself.
You do remember that it has happened to us over in Nathan's Tips as well. This whole thing of people. I also had people posting in our private group stuff from other instructors.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
At the beginning I thought, well, it's a nice thing because I wish my teachers were so open to posting, or sharing what other teachers did. But there was one of my students, as being all adults, and said, well, you don't usually let people come in and eat in your own space, meaning that you don't let others posting about what the other instructor is doing if they have another membership. And I thought it was okay in a way to just share. But what then I realized is actually I am letting them just run with what I have taught them and not value what I have to say. It's almost like, yeah, you're very nice, your job is very good, you're giving so much and I'm so grateful, but I decided to invest into someone else or to invest into another membership because it looks better or it has something better to say, or I wasn't quite sure what was going on at that time. And I think it took me a while into understanding that I was maybe in the friend zone. I was maybe too nice. I was too giving in a way.
What kind of content do you feel you were making when this happened?
Lots of the stuff that we were doing, it was a how to do the split, how to have better turnout. They were all very educational.
Useful.
Searchable. Yes, I became that useful person that she was there at any point of whenever you needed her. So people just came, took whatever they needed, and then they left. I even have teachers that said, oh my God, I love it, which I am very grateful. I love what you did, and I'm using your stuff in my classes.
Yeah.
So that I figured maybe there is something wrong that I'm doing, just like our beloved client.
It grew the channel, right? It grew the channel because people found it useful.
They found it very useful, but I don't think it was useful for the business in a way.
This is the position where most of us find. Like when I started this channel specifically, I started giving tips for growing a YouTube channel because that's what we've been doing for so many years. So I felt I wanted to help others, and I started doing how-to content as well. And the channel grew a little bit. Then I realized I was receiving many comments about, oh, this is useful, thank you so much, but nobody was buying whatever courses I had at the time. So I was wondering, what is wrong here? We've done it before. And then we went down the path of doing the same thing we did before. Like, let's have a lead magnet. Let's send people to our website and then nurture them on the back end and sell there. But that didn't quite work as well as in the past years. And then I stopped everything. And I started realizing, why are these other people gaining clients or gaining the sales for their courses and we are in the friend zone? And I feel like the reason why this happens is because, well, we only create videos that get us discovered. How to do something, the 3 steps to do whatever. And it feels like people find us because they want the quick fix for whatever problem they're gonna have. They find the video, they enjoy the video, brilliant. But of course, what do people need? Do people need quick fixes? maybe just to give a hint of the solution, but then they need the actual solution. And we might not have that in our videos. Like, did you even mention that we had a membership for the first 3 years in the YouTube channel?
I don't think I ever did. I tried to find the very first video where I said, hey, here is a membership. I tried to find that video. I never found it. I was so confused. In my opinion, what I think I was missing was the meaning behind what the membership was all about. Who was it for?
That's a good point.
Who was it for? Well, I knew who it was for, but the meaning behind it, and especially, I didn't know the path that they were taking. Because I personally took for granted that people could look after themselves once they were in the membership. I was good at organizing myself, organizing my workouts and doing it by myself. So I took it for granted that people could do that as well. So
I think what the psychology that you had at the time was almost like refusing to promote your membership because you felt like, but they have everything for free on YouTube. What is the point of them paying for it here? And that's a valid question. I mean, if you have exactly the same stuff like we did at the beginning, it wouldn't make much sense, would it?
No. There was a lot of steps missing within what I believed a membership should look like, or what the path of a member should have been like, and especially what kind of value was I bringing into the membership. What I thought the membership is just check as much stuff as you've got in it, in the actual thing, and keep it producing more and more because every month because people are paying for it. So that was my perceived value towards what the membership was about, but it wasn't that.
Nope.
There was a lot more missing, as I said, who it was for, the path that they were taking, the value, the way I was valuing myself, especially, and the path that people, where were they going? Once you got into a membership, what was their journey? And that was a massive chunk missing that I could not explain to people. So it's just,
Sure. No, absolutely. This is a problem that many of our clients have as well. Like they know the things, they're the experts. You were, 20 years in ballet career, you were a freaking ballerina, soloist. But then when you create stuff for others, what is the end goal, like you said? What is the ideal goal that we want our members, our clients, our customers to reach? It wasn't there.
No, it wasn't there. But I think the problem was coming not just from what our offer was, what our membership was all about, but also the kind of content that we were creating at the very beginning. At the end, we just kept going and we kept giving, and we were given from, at the end of the day, an empty bucket. Because at one point, I was like, how many how-to videos can I do? But I kept creating and kept coming out with more. But it wasn't enough. And still now people sometimes ask me, when are you coming out with the next video? So I'm done with the new stuff for free on a YouTube. You have enough stuff for free. If you want a path and you want something more and you want me to be right there, this is where you find me. It's our membership. This is where I also enjoy spending time with. So this is where I send people to. But the problem I'm still facing, and I wish I could go back into restarting everything from scratch, was the model that we chose to grow social media, grow a YouTube channel. And the growing a YouTube channel was wrong. We looked into numbers rather than how to really help people that were coming into our ecosystem. So what happened was we just kept creating. We looked into the vanity metrics. So we were saying we're just gonna help everyone, and it was a mess.
It worked, but for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reason.
This is now, in retrospect, we can give you some insights. We grew the channel because you were of course useful to people, but also people fell in love with you because you couldn't help by being you in the videos. So regardless of what type of videos we produced, people loved you. And that is a component that if you're growing an audience, you already have, because people buy people and they love you for that reason. But they found you probably because of this quick fix idea, that they needed something or they were in the mood for something and they found your video. If you're a coach, probably it's a teaching video of some kind. But then they stopped there, and that's the problem that we're trying to fix with this video. So you mentioned the path. You understood that for your membership and also for our services as well, because we are speaking from the perspective of running two completely different businesses, but unifying the same principles. So we want to give you insight from both worlds. What you said before, the path, we started marketing the membership for a specific goal, and we created a path. You actually created a path for it. We also have a path for our coaching program, for example. When people see the path, it's like you need to go to point A to point B, but there is a big black hole in the middle, and you don't believe you can get to point B because you don't see the steps. Well, the path provides the logical steps to get there. That's your method if you want. And if you start creating videos, well, first of all, understand that you have a method and you have a path. If you don't, work on it because you have it. We have tools to make people discover this, but anyway, you do things in a certain way. This is what people buy into. They want things to be figured out already. That's your value, apart from they loving you. If in your content, they understand that there is a path, you're not just winging it or at service all the time, people start thinking, okay, this person is legit, this person has got things figured out, this person might have a way for me to reach this end goal. If you paint the picture of what the end goal is for them, you could do this with content. Like if you could create how-to videos, but speaking about a specific problem and then talk about one specific step of the path and then send them to your product, to your membership, to your coaching program. It's a slight tweak of mentality because content shouldn't just be useful. If that's your mindset at the moment, of course you want to be useful, but if you are at service constantly, people will abuse you because they take it for granted. YouTube is free, everything is free. But if you speak with them in a way that you're not there to lecture them in everything they need to know to go from point A to point B, but actually make them do the shift in mentality and mindset about that specific topic, that's a very different type of content. It comes to mind that time when we were at the yoga retreat and in the elevator you were speaking with this person and she said, oh, you're a ballerina. I always wanted to do ballet, but I never done it because I've got scoliosis. And you said, did that stop you? I've got scoliosis and I had a career in ballet. And I still remember her eyes lighting up and say, oh my God, I never thought possible that I could do ballet even at my age. Thank you for opening my eyes and I'm gonna try some of your classes. I'm gonna sign up for your membership. And immediately thought, imagine how many other people had some kind of limiting beliefs. So if you are creating content like for adults like we did for the past years, imagine if we understood this concept and created videos around the type of problems that an adult can have, like even talking about scoliosis in ballet and giving them permission to just say, yes, you can do it. That piece of content would immediately say, wow, amazing, I can now look into how to do it. And if we invite them to a product that is a solution, direct solution to what they want, that's how they become their clients. Because if you don't do that, they'll start looking into ballet for adults and they'll find someone with a product and they'll buy from them immediately, in a matter of hours. So this is the reason why it's very good to be useful to people, because that's how they find you. But you want to lay down a path for them having completely figured out what they want. I'm talking about the people that you really want to work with, not with anybody, that can work with you, that can pay you, but the people that you enjoy working with. If you create videos in a way that not just are useful, but also they shift their mentality about what they can do, and then invite them to take the most sensible step to learn more. It could be to send you a DM, it could be to book a call, it could be to apply on an application form on a website, it could be to join on a workshop that you're doing, whatever that is. You need to have these elements in the content so that people will not steal your clients from you anymore.
And also free stuff never really helps anyone, in my opinion. I'm not saying no to any of the free stuff, but the freebies, the downloads, it just spams your own ecosystem with people that will constantly be looking for free stuff. For instance, when we had a Facebook group, right? So we had people even coming from, they were invited to our Facebook group for once they signed up for a free trial of the membership, for example. So I said, well, that's nice. So they can join the free community on Facebook, and people can just be there, they can chat, they can even convince themselves in a way after they've seen how beautiful the community is, where people are posting, they're posting about the classes that they are taking. They're just coming in and they will say, oh my God, I love the whole community, I'll stay. What happened was that the community, yes, grew.
Thousands of
people in that community. But the problem was that once the 2-week trial that they had ran out, they canceled the membership. But they stay in the group.
Because it was impossible to then understand who was
there, who was not. Which, by the way, we don't have that problem anymore because we use Kajabi, and Kajabi communities are incredible. So everything is automatic. It is the best software we've ever used. So we've got our membership there, and we also have the most incredible community. I love when it's automatic. People come in and then go out once their membership is finished. But the problem with that we had with the free community, and that's why, number one, I never liked Facebook community because it's messy. It's in the middle of the social media, and most of the time people don't even like social media. It doesn't feel intimate enough. But people that were not there paying, right, because they just stayed after a free trial or they canceled their membership, they were the rotten apples. At some point, they felt like they were just posting random videos, or they were posting about other stuff that was going on in the ballet world, or they were even mean to people. I had people that they were mean to other people, which is something that I never wanted to have, because I wanted to create a safe space, but with that system, it never happened. So I either banned them from the community, and it was extra work for me, or I was trying as best as I could to create a culture that could help people. They would stand for each other. And what I saw there were also arguments, and I didn't want to have arguments. So creating a free community where there is, in a way, free speech, which is nothing wrong with that, but not helping each other out or not supporting each other up, it never did anyone good. So I ended up closing that community, and we went into our private community on Kajabi. Only that because people that they pay attention, but also they support each other and they respect not only the people that are in that community, but also the person that has created it. So at the end of the day, whenever you're creating your path, whenever you're creating your content online, you got to think about having these boundaries already. And it's not just about giving everything. It's about solving little problems here and there, when then you can invite them to your path, your membership, the place where you enjoy spending time in. That is the only way that people that come to you, they find your little nuggets here and there, and they will come back for more. But how do they come back for more? They come back when they know who you are, what you do, what your path is, if you can help them out, but not give them all the answers in the world. Otherwise, people will abuse you because we let them abuse us. We let them do whatever we want because we are at service. So we get that comment and say, why don't you create a video to help me out with this? And you create the video to help them out with that. Why don't you do a video that help me from A to Z and everything that I have to do it in my life? And you create that video. And then they come, they take and they say bye, and they still don't know what to do.
They take, but they don't
do anything. And then they go and find someone that has that path laid out. It's actually so clear what they do, and they go, even if the coach might be absolutely awful, it happens, and you go, but he's got the answers to all my questions, and therefore you've been very useful up till now, but because he's got the answer or she's got the answer, they're gonna go to him or her.
Instead of just trying to be useful to people, be yourself, but also lay down the path for them. Understand that the path has got few steps. Talk about the steps in your videos. Make people change perspective around things instead of telling them everything they need to know about those stuff. Then invite them to join your product, because that's when you are at service. When people actually give you money, that's when they pay attention, they respect you, they do everything you say, and they get results, which is the most important part. If you want to understand the whole of our 3-pillar method, where we explain not just about content, but how to nurture people with content, so that they can become client, and how to deliver your product in the best way possible so that people stay for longer and refer you, I've got a video that we created, and you can watch it right now. It's right here.